But if that's what Mr. Cruiz has brought to this world, there still remains one more word on the man. Call it Tom Cruise on Tom Cruiz, Scientologist.
Hey everybody, the other day we saw Mission Impossible Fallout starring Tom Cruise. Aiden, what's the plot of Mission Impossible Fallout starring Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise goes to a place that the bad guys have nuclear bombs because they stole plutonium from Tom Cruise. So Tom Cruise has to go to some European place in order to get the plutonium back so they can't make nuclear bombs. And spoiler alert, skip to whatever the time code is, but the
time code we're probably not gonna put in.
Tom Cruise teams up with Henry Cavill, and then it turns out that Henry Cavill's one of the terrorists and he makes a bunch of nuclear bombs, and there's a bunch of action scenes, and that's he does things. He jumps out of a roof and he flies a helicopter to stop the nuclear bombs from blowing up the world. So Connor, what did you think of Mission Impossible Fallout?
I thought Mission Impossible Fallout was an okay movie. I'm trying to think of where to start with this. It did kind of drag as it went on, but I thought especially the action scenes were pretty fucking cool. Like the scene where Tom Cruise fights the Asian guy with Henry Cavill. I thought Henry Cavill did a pretty good job actually as the villain, he was kind of a wild card going in because I didn't think he was completely terrible in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. I think that was a big directorial issue more than a issue with his skill as an actor, but in this one particularly I thought he did a pretty decent job keeping up with Tom Cruise, and I always think Tom Cruise does a pretty good job in his films. So per usual, Tom Cruise pulled a pretty fun performance, did a lot of really cool stunts, did a lot of cool shit, and I do think the action started to kind of fall off a little bit once as the movie went on, but that one action scene in particular with Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise fighting the Asian guy was pretty damn cool. So overall I would say I did enjoy this movie, but I honestly don't have a ton to say about it. I thought it was pretty fucking decent. So Aiden, what was your thoughts on
Mission Impossible
Fallout?
Fucking keen. And they messed up a little bit by calling it Fallout because I think it was some tacky marketing thing.
Yeah,
to sell it on the
and the trailer too. I don't know about the Fallout games, but it makes it sound like it's gonna be another really big Tom Cruise, you have to be a rogue agent once again. But he didn't really do anything particularly roguish once again.
Yeah.
The
plot of every movie is that he gets betrayed by the government and has to.
He was kind of betrayed by the government, but more so by Henry CIA, but Henry Cavill was the biggest traitor. Yeah. You can kind of see where the CIA is coming from in this movie.
No.
How so? Henry Cavill was trying to nuke people. Remember, the one lady was a good guy. She was just dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, who cares about the plot? Because it's a fucking Mission Impossible movie. But the action scenes are pretty keen out. The fight scene with the Asian guy was pretty good. It was kind of just some nice fast-paced action in a small area, and then there's the big helicopter chase scene, and Tom Cruise actually flew the helicopter himself and took 2 years of classes to do it.
That was pretty badass.
The part where Tom Cruise does the Halo jump, he actually trained for all that. The action scenes were pretty cool all around. The helicopter chase was pretty exciting. The motorcycle thing I think went on a little long, but it was pretty exciting while it lasted. And the fight, the hand-to-hand fight with the Asian guy was a lot of fun. And overall, you know, things outside of that were pretty decent. It was a decently shot movie. Tom Cruise is a decent actor. Everyone else did their best at acting, but the real star of the show above everything else is just the absolutely wonderful action scenes that kind of just make your day by existing. You know, it's hard to not love them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I actually don't have a whole lot to say outside of that. I thought the plot was kind of dull and generic, so I could probably, maybe the next one they could put a little more effort into it, other than Henry Cavill wants to blow up the world for some reason. That's never explained, but you know, you don't really need a plot when you have badass action scenes, really. I mean, prove me wrong, you can't, obviously. And so anyway, Connor, would you recommend Mission Impossible Ghost Road Protocol Fallout 2 New Vegas?
I would recommend the movie, mostly on the basis of it just kind of being a fun action movie, good way to waste a few hours. But, you know, I don't think it's particularly the best movie I've ever seen before. I just think it has some good qualities. I think particularly the fight scenes were fun. I wish they just showed a little more of like the cool action scenes like we had with the Asian guy. But overall, yeah, I'd recommend the movie. So Aiden, would you recommend Mission Impossible Fall Off?
Hard yes. It's really good action, and everything else is just a bonus. And yeah, I would recommend seeing it while it's still in theaters, because it's probably a lot better in theaters, but even so, it's just like, it's good action. You should watch it. Bye.